upcoming Easter season need to purchase walkie-talkies for both in sanctuary and over in social. With enlisted, we will no longer be taking temperatures, and we will still be practicing social distancing and wearing our masks. The support continues. Still concerned about parking lot and people. There is a leak in the fellowship hall around the light, and Edith authorized the emergency repair to that leak. Also, there is a 20-year warranty on the shingles, but Telly has to find the paperwork. Trustee Carolyn Smith explained that the warranty is for the shingles, and even though the shingles have a warranty of 20 years, if they are deemed replaced, they will send you replacement shingles, but you will still have to have someone to place those shingles back on the roof. Metal roof only has a 5-year warranty, and they do not do repairs for any. Do not do repairs around a steeple. The steeple company that will come down. It's called CSI. They will come down, but we will have to pay for their expense for them to come down. And for instance, if they have to stay overnight. Also, it was brought to our attention that maybe we need to do something local. The quote was given back some time ago for a Gutman company. It was asked that Trustee Carolyn Smith follow up with this Gutman company to see if it is possible for them to repair the steeple and what their limitations were as far as repairing the steeple. It was mentioned that we may want to just take the steeple down altogether. It was also mentioned that we need to bring that before the church. It was mentioned that we need to get all of our options together and present right before we present it to the church so that we'll know all of the possibilities that we could possibly do with the steeple and the roof. Chairman of the trustee board. Chairman of trustee board has not been decided. Trustee Carolyn Davis Smith and Cynthia Lewis both agreed to be co-chairs of the trustee board. Needed to check with the bylaws and constitution to make sure that's a doable situation, but in this day and time, it's definitely a possibility. Also need a timeline for when we can get all signature cards and bank information changed over. Need to get with Sister Annie as soon as possible so we can get everything rolling and into place as far as the new signature card and bank card. Copier machine was looked at, said he could not do it remotely. He could do it remotely, but we need to have someone at the church that with computer skills in order to complete. Meeting was dismissed by prayer. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. We heard the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any comments or questions? If not, the minutes stand approved as read. I don't think Miss Annie is on.
Yes, ma'am, but she sent me the information. I can do the report. Before we do that, Sister Moderator, can we do a quick roll call? I have Bobby Fisher, Pearson Jones, Carolyn Davis Smith, Shannon Scott, Angela Scott. Is there anybody on the conference call that I did not mention your name?
James and Brenda.
All right. Good morning.
James Hart.
All righty.
Telly Scott.
And Connie Hart.
All righty. Okay. Is there anybody? I see James Hart. Okay. So just to make sure I have everybody: Bobby Fisher, Pearson Jones, Carolyn Davis Smith, Shannon Scott, Claudette Scott, Telly Scott, Reverend Burton, Deacon Burton, Deacon James, and Deaconess Connie. Telly Scott. Did I miss anyone?
Carolyn Henderson.
Carolyn Henderson.
All right. Is that everybody?
All righty. Now we're at the financial report. And I'm sorry, we just had 2 folks come in. I want to make sure I have accurate attendance. If you just logged in, share your name with us.
Tracy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All righty. Anybody else that I did not call names? Glad to have everybody on. Now let's go to the financial report that it was sent to me. Our beginning balance, and this is for for March, $25,625.97. Simple Give was $1,573.89. Our regular offering for the month was $7,656, with a total offering for the month of $9,229.89. Withdrawal for checks was $1,984.10. And then for debits, we had $6,883.93. Service charges was $12. A total withdrawals of $8,880.03. With the balance right now in checking $25,975.83. Scholarship is $2,627.34. And credit card has a balance of $788.85. Business CD has $34,717.74. Treasurer CD has $7,166.80. Let me just share my screen, and so that way you all will see that, and I can have record. And then for those that are online, I will email this information out so everybody will have a actual visual of what was just shared, the report. Are there any questions? I'll turn it back over. One more thing. On Thursday, May 19th, Miss Annie and the trustees and all those that are involved, we talked about a date. So Thursday, May 19th at 3 p.m. Is the date that folks are going to meet at the bank to do all the signing for the credit cards, and all the church's business will be handled Thursday, May 19th at 3 p.m. I turn it back over to you, moderator.
Okay. You heard the financial.
Excuse me.
Go ahead on.
Madam Moderator, I had a question, please, and maybe I'm asking it the wrong place. If so, please excuse me and direct me to the right place. I had a question about our banking situation as far as why we are not using the overnight banking, whereas the bank will give us a bag which we lock and we don't have the keys to it. Only the bank has the keys to it, and then we'll get a key to the night deposit where we can open and deposit our money, whoever takes it right after church. Is there a reason why we don't have that, or if that's not set up?
I think we already got it, but somebody that handles the money can explain it better than I can.
Okay.
Brother Kelly, can you answer that question for us? I know he was on.
I think we got it though.
Well, I think now what she's talking about is we have the clear money bags that. There you go. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had it on mute. But Mr. Adam, yeah, we have bags. Those bags that we had in trustee room that's hard to open, those are our money bags that we just seal. We don't have a key to them. We just seal them. And then at night, for the last couple of weeks, I've been dropping them off in the drop box and at BB as well. What is it, Truist Bank? It's changed the name now. It used to be BB&T.
Okay.
But we do drop it off at night.
Okay, yes, but I was just wondering.
I'll drop it off.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering about having the money bag is all, because I know that you have to sign a contract with it, rather than having a plastic thing. We would have the money bag where it would lock then, and that's just a question I was asking.
Sister Carolyn, I think that would be a great question that, if you all could have a list of questions for your May 19th, when you all are all at the bank, because I think at this point, we're all just trying to make adjustments or anything. And so that'd be a question with all of you all there. Does it make sense to go to the type bag that you're talking about? Because I don't think we've had any issues with the current bag that we had. But what we want to do is we're always looking at ways that we can possibly enhance what we're doing. And so if you can write that question down with any others that you might have, and like I said, bring that up on May the 19th when you all at the bank.
All right, thank you.
By the way, I just want to say one more thing on the bag that we get, the numbers that is on the bag, the bank already know whose account it is.
Okay.
So the bags we get, the bank already know who is from, because most times we don't fill the outside of it up. Our slips and everything on the inside of the bag, but they know exactly who it's coming from when they see the bag.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, we'll have a report from the pastor, Brother Milton.
Good morning, everyone. And again, this information that is sharing will be shared with you all online as well, so that way you can have it. We're grateful for our preaching schedule that is on May. We're excited to have Reverend Brenda Burton preach first Sunday. It's been over 2 years since she's preached in person in the sanctuary. And so we're grateful for Reverend Burton preaching on the first Sunday. Then on the second Sunday, we have Reverend Phyllis Elam from Hope Deliverance Ministries that will be our Mother's Day speaker. And of course, I will be on third Sunday. And then we have our Duke intern, Reverend Krishan Jenkins, that will be fourth Sunday, and we don't have any in person on fifth Sunday. So, and just a quick note to our trustees, I sent those check requests out, and that way we can have those checks for those guest preachers. Also, the second quarter that we're in now, we will begin several church initiatives. It's been a few months since I've done Transformation Tuesday, and that will begin on Tuesday, May 3rd. We will also begin our Fun Fourth that our youth was doing on the fourth Sunday of each month, and we will begin this fourth Sunday. Another initiative that I wanted to implement and want you all to give me some feedback on is on the fourth Sunday, beginning this fourth Sunday, we will have what we call Take Time. We're going to take time at the end of service and have a very simple meal, but it's a time to fellowship, but it's also a time for us to share time together over a meal. And so every fourth Sunday, we're going to see, because most of y'all know historically our lowest attendance Sunday is the fourth Sunday, and we're encouraging our members to come. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a very cheap meal on fourth Sunday, like spaghetti or tacos or something along that line that is a nice meal for us to fellowship, but it doesn't cost the church a lot. And we're going to ask folks for donations to help offset the cost of that. Also, during this church initiative second quarter, we're going to begin our couples ministry, where we have a lot of senior saints in the church that are couples, and we have also those that are dating or all that. We want our couples to come together, and we're going to begin that as well. Senior saints, which is 60 or plus, will begin meeting monthly, because we want our senior saints to know that even though this is a pandemic, we still want them to know that their place in Antioch is still strong, and we love them, and we're looking forward to what the Senior Saints Ministry is going to do for the remainder of the year. We're super excited that Water Flow Ministry is doing well and continue to do well. Women of Purpose with Lady Tracy is on Saturday as well. But the last initiative that I want to do, and many of you all are doing it, but I want you all to start inviting me to it as well, is called Praise with the People. Many of you all are fellowshipping with other congregations, and I want you all to let me know other times, because with Apostle Faines coming, their church service starts at 10 o'clock, and by ours starting at 12, we can begin going to fellowship with other churches. And so I'll be sharing with my chairman of the deacon board as well as others to get those names of churches that are in the area that are brother and sister churches that we can go and participate in. So again, we want to get you all to share some congregations with me, because again, y'all know one of the struggles I've always had is wanting to be a community pastor, but not living in the community. And so I want you all to help me with that. And so those are our church initiatives that we want to begin the second quarter. Also, you all know that Mother's Day is coming up. We do our booklets online as well as in person, where we do our names for $5 per name, and we'll give flowers to each person. And so you all pray about who the money, every year we give the $5 per name money. That money goes to a person or a charity. And so if you all can let me know a good charity or person that could use those funds. Again, we have been announcing about the Key Scholarship Fund. Remember, that will end on Friday, April the 29th. You can give your donations in person in church, or you can click on Simple Give and give that as well. Our Duke intern, Reverend Keyshawn Jenkins, I wanted to give his address. And again, all of this stuff is written down. It's 4641 Landon Drive, Morrisville, North Carolina, 27406. Somebody might be asking, well, Rev, why'd you give his address? He will be traveling about 136 miles round trip to Antioch. And remember, one of the responsibilities, the only responsibility Antioch has for hosting him is providing mileage. And so based off the IRS mileage rate, we're looking at $78 per trip. So anytime he comes down to the church, we're going to need to, have around $78 for him. And so if y'all could just keep that in the back of your minds, in particular to our trustees, that will be providing compensation for him. Just two more things very quickly. We want to keep Annie Scott and family in prayer for the loss of her mother. The viewing will be Tuesday, April 26th at Mary Davis Royster from 1 to 4. And then the funeral will be graveside on Wednesday, April 22nd at 1 p.m. at Meadowview gravesite on Highway 15. So again, we want to keep Sister Annie Scott and family in prayer in the loss of her mother. The last thing I have is I want to say congratulations to our new trustee co-chairs, Carolyn Davis Smith and Cynthia Lewis. They stepped up into that role in the trustee meeting on last Wednesday, and we're grateful for them stepping up. And we also want to say congratulations and a big thank you to Telly Scott, who has led the trustee chair board now for numerous years and did a great job through some tough times and transition. And so as he said on the other night's trustee meeting, he's still here and definitely going to help them along with the other trustees to make sure Carolyn Davis Smith and Cynthia Lewis can do the very best that they have. I know I ran through a lot, but are there any questions for this pastor report? And again, I'll be emailing this out to you all. So once you take a look at it, you can give me a call or email me. Are there any questions? All righty, Madam Moderator, I turn it back over to you.
All right. Next, we have the report of the deacons. Deacon Burton? Deacon Burton?
I know he was on. Just remember, if you're...
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. There you
go.
We
can.
Okay. I don't have a lot to report on this morning, but Anyway, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We did, Deacon Ness did meet, April 13th. One of the things that I brought up that I asked the deacons to do and have a report back for next month meeting is to look around throughout our congregation to see if they could find someone that's in need that we could sit down and discuss to see where we go from there as far as helping someone in the church that's in need. That's all I have.
Are there any questions for Deacon Burton?
Yes, Deacon Burton, I just thought about something. Could we use that list once we get back together? Could we use the money from the Mother's Day to bless whoever we get with the deacon board? You know, once we get a name and submit them, and we could possibly use that money for Mother's Day to bless that person you was referring to.
Well, that's a good gesture, but the deacon will have to meet before I can give you an answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But just keep that in the back.
I'll try to contact each one of them to get their viewpoint on it, and I'll get back with you.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, because Mother's Day is the 8th, and what we could do is you all would meet that following Wednesday. And so what we can do is that Wednesday, if the deacons decide, then we can just share with the trustees and just have that check made out to whoever. So keep that in the back of your mind and pray on that, Deacon.
Okay. Okay. So I'll pass it on. You'll pass it on. That we'll meet that Wednesday before. You said May 8th.
Actually, yes, sir. It's actually the 8th is the Mother's Day. And then our next scheduled meeting is actually the Wednesday after that, the 11th. So we could just meet then and decide.
Okay. All right. That sounds fine.
Thank you, Dee.
All right. Next, we'll have the report of the trustees. Brother Taylor.
Good morning, all. I guess, Taylor, do you want me to go ahead and do the report?
Well, that'd be fine. This would be the opening for you and Cynthia. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But I did have one question I wanted to ask. Reverend Miller, I know you used to ask questions while you was on, but is there any way, like, instead of doing a check request every Sunday for the intern, is there any way we can just do one? Do you know how long he will be there?
He will be there until August the 14th.
I mean, it's fine. I was just saying, being we know that he's gonna be there. I mean, do you have to do a check request every week, or is it best that we do a check request every week so that we have that paper trail?
Well, what I want to do is just give the actual amount of what it'll be, and so as the trustees, you all can just decide if y'all want to do that, every 2 weeks, if y'all do that once a month, because I do know that writing a check every week is going to, but I just want to put that out there. So once you all decide how you want to do it, that'd be fine with me. So if you want to do it twice a week or once a month, that's totally up to you all. And okay. So, yes, sir.
So should we, within that situation, even though he's intern pastor, should we have you ask him what would be best for him every 2 weeks or a month? And then could you get back with the trustees and let us know?
Well, actually, one of the responsibilities that the church has with it, he just knows he's receiving it. He doesn't know how often he is. And so, for example, we just go to him and share that he'll get that every 2 weeks or once a month. And so, yes, once you all decide, then we just let him
know. Okay. All right. That's all I have. Thank you. Ms. Carol, you can go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, all. We had a meeting with the trustees, and we discussed several things. One of the most important things is still the steeple situation. And I have been corresponding with Nick America, and his company is a steeple company. It's called Steeple Jacks of America. And I sent the pictures that Edith gave me to him, and he sent things that he saw that was wrong. He is now working in, I had said it wrong at the meeting, he's in Pennsylvania for 2 months. He gave me the name of a company that's in Edenville, North Carolina. It's called Southern Steeple Jacks. And the person that owns it is Tommy Four. And he asked me to call him to see if he would come down and give an estimate. And he said, if it's not, then he will see where he can schedule us to come down. But he was trying to save us money by having someone that's closer. I have no idea where this is in North Carolina, but he is there. I did send email to Mr. Four, and I'm sure I won't hear anything until Monday. But he was saying that, you know, he could talk, if we had a maintenance person, he could talk the maintenance person into doing some of the repairs, because he was asking different questions about whether it was an attic there, whether it was, and I will send, if you all will send me your email that who want to receive this, I will send you the emails that he sent to me. But basically, it's what Edith had sent me that was a problem with it, but he saw some additional problems with it too. So he said it needed to be done, which we already know, sooner than later. The other thing I think we talked about was securing the trustee's office door, that we wanted to see if one of the doors, either Reverend Pastor Milton or the choir door, will fit the trustee door, so that it will not be, you're not able to see in it. And if one of those doors will fit, Thurman will change them out. He'll do that. He'll be down there the first week of May to do that. And if not, we discussed getting a door with the numbers that you can just, it has the code, you can put a code in, because we had an issue on last Sunday. We could not get into the trustee room and no one had a key. And so we ended up having to count money over where the printer was. And Telly and Cynthia and I counted the money, and Telly took responsibility. He's to handle the money. I'll let him speak about that, but we definitely need to have a key so that we can get in the room, because we didn't have any paperwork or anything to be able to do it. We just made up one. We just sit there and made up one, and we counted the money and verified the money.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Are there any comments? Are there any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I guess we as the trustees need to come up with something, because the money was hidden in the church, and we need to come up with some kind of protocol if something like this happens. We need to have keys made, I think, so that somebody else will have keys, but we also need to come up with a protocol. What do we do if we can't get into the trustee room, and, you know, what we need to do?
All right.
Like what Carolyn said, I take full responsibility because I didn't have my keys Sunday. But we just trying to think of, the meeting we had Wednesday, we were just trying to think of any security that we could do if we didn't have a key at the time. And like I told Ms. Carolyn and the rest of the trustees that was on the meeting that night, and Reverend Milton, I did not want to bring that money home, and I wasn't going to bring it home. I'd rather left it at church. So then when we go back, it's at the church. So like I said, I don't know, I can't say what happened. If somebody broke in my house and it was here, it still looks suspicious. So I didn't want that on my head. So I just left the money at the church. And like I said, I take responsibility for what happened Sunday. But we're still trying to figure out, what other options we will have if we're ever in this predicament again.
Brother Telly, what I would suggest is if you, and I know Sister Angela has a key as well, because the same key to the office door is the same for trustee. But until we get different doors and different locks, if one of you all could just go make a key copy today, and once you make that copy, they make those little lock boxes that have the magnets on the back. And if the trustees can just hide a key somewhere on the church's campus where only the trustees know about it, that way you always have a key on campus. Because I think that, ultimately the goal that we're looking for is that we're going to change the doors and then change the locks. But, you all could definitely get a key made today, and throw that lock box on there and have that ready for tomorrow. So at least every Sunday, you all know that y'all have access to the trustee room.
Okay.
Matt, could I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
I thought years ago we had voted on getting a security box, a little safe put in the room. Whatever happened to that? That fell through or something?
No, we do have the safe in the room, but they could not get in the room to get to the safe.
In the room.
Okay.
I'd like to thank Telly though, because Telly helped us walk through, he to put the form, the way that it was made up, and we all counted behind each other, and just would like to thank him for the effort to get the money counted and make sure that it was counted and correctly and documented.
Yes, and I
would like to agree on that too. He did a great job with that and helping us getting through that. This is Cynthia. I'm sorry, I got on late today.
Yes, and
I'd like to thank y'all ladies as well.
And I again, to piggyback off that, again, we're doing great work, because also there are no deposit corrections, and so we're doing great work with the counting. But once we, like I said, once we get that key, then everyone will be able to have access to the trustee room where the forms are, where the safe is, and that way you all will be good. And so, Brother Telly, if you are out and about, can you get that done today? And if not, we'll just check with Sister Anna.
Yeah, I'll take care. I'll get it done. I'll make a phone call this evening.
Okay, sounds good. So we got that part taken care of.
Any other questions? Comments? If not, we'll move on to the youth. Okay, go ahead on, Telly.
Yes, sir.
I was just asking the question. You said, is it all the trustees going to go to the bank, or just the ones that's going to be signing?
Just the ones that'll be signing, and you all know who those folks are. And so, yeah, thank you for helping me clarify that for the record. So the only ones that need to go on May the 19th are just the ones, those designated trustees that need to sign any bank.
Sign check. Okay. Yeah. Okay. At first I heard you say all the trustees. I was like, but I was just making sure it was just the ones that was signing, and also with whoever's holding the credit card.
Yes, those folks will be able to go, and I know that Miss Annie, Edith, and our new co-chairs can get together and make sure those folks, are fully aware of who needs to be there. And if y'all could do that actually this week, so everybody has time to take off or do anything like that, because May 19th will sneak up on us pretty well.
Excuse me, Madam Moderator. We also talked about the alarm system. We discussed about it going off. It hasn't happened since we have the new system, but we discussed about who we could get to come in case it went off. We were naming different people, and we also we talked about Jerry Terry to maybe ask him if the alarm went off, would he come and check the church, because Mr. Pearson has been doing it faithfully and have been getting up late at night and all of that, coming to make sure the church is secure and all of that. And we want to try to give him some assistance too. You know, if anyone can think of who might be, you know, would be willing to do it. So to give him a break, because he's been working so diligently, getting out of his bed, coming to check the church.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Any comments on that?
I wouldn't mind. I mentioned I wouldn't mind put my name on it. By the time I get out to the church, whatever been gonna happen, or either Constable came and left.
Any other comments?
I agree. It needs to be somebody who's close by. And so we'll check in with Brother Jerry Terry. And if you have any other names, please submit those to Sister Cynthia Lewis or Sister Carolyn Davis Smith.
All right, Miss Angie for the youth.
Okay, good morning again.
Yep.
Good morning.
We are still meeting every first and third Sunday. Everything's going well. We are going to start in May doing the outings every fourth Sunday. We were trying to do the first outing fourth Sunday and let it be a bowling trip. I contacted the bowling alley in Henderson, and it costs $8 for 1 hour bowling per person. Also, it's $12 for an hour and a half of bowling per person. It's $15 for 2 hours of bowling. Also, if we're going to do refreshments like pizza, drink, pizza is $13.99 each for each pizza, and then $3 for the drink. So that will be our first outing. For fourth Sunday in May is taking the kids or the youth bowling. So we'll go ahead and start putting that out there, as well as getting a sign-up sheet so I'll know what numbers and what kids are going to participate that Sunday. Other than that, I think that's it for the youth.
Okay. Any comments?
Yeah, Sister Angela, if you can be looking ahead, because our Youth Achievement Sunday, and you know, we honor not just the youth, but all achievements is normally in June. And so if you can look to those dates and let me know so that we can go ahead and get things in place for that.
I've already started looking for like speakers and activities to do, and what we're trying to do. We're just trying to put our heads together, see what would be useful, and like learn from last year and stuff like that. So.
Okay, sounds good.
No more questions. We'll move to the Christian education. Reverend Burton.
Good morning again, everybody. Christian education right now, we are not being in the church and doing the things we used to do for as Christian education. Only thing we are doing those right now is the water flow ministry. As you know, Minister Bullock is my assistant, and we will be getting together. A lot of people give me calls about wanting Sunday school back as far as the Christian education in the church. So we haven't really discussed a lot of that. But as far as Christian education is doing, as far as we as ministers doing, we're doing fine. As far as the minister of the church, everything is going fine.
Thank you, Reverend Burton. Any questions, comments? If not, we'll move to the borough. Mr. Fisher.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. We've had another good month. We didn't have any barriers or lost any of our memories last month, nor did we lose any of our members this month. So we're pretty lucky there. Okay. I do have a question though. Do we have an update listing of members who are active and non-active in the church?
Yes, we do. But as far as non-active, we got to decide what non-active is or inactive.
Well, inactive. Yes. When someone would pass, I would call Beverly and she would go through the tithe envelope to find out, give me the information. but she is not there anymore. So I don't know who I would contact now if someone passed, just to find out whether or not they're active or inactive. And one other thing, are we still being guided by the Constitution pertaining to who is active and who is not?
Anybody want to answer that?
Yes, we have not made any amendments to our Constitution, and so yes, we should be governing that. We did have our deacons and deaconess review the list in December, but as of right now, Brother Bobby, the person that you need to contact as far as the financial giving would be Sister Annie. She has access to that information.
Okay. Are members of the church going to be given a listing of the active and inactive members?
Yes, sir. We can definitely do that. And what we can do is I can email that out as far as active and inactive, and also we can have copies available, hard copies available at the church as well. I'll make a list of that, and we'll have that in the next week or so.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Fisher? Milton, do you have anything for music?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Do you have anything concerning the music?
No, I just like to say that Brother Brandon Martin and Corey Kennedy are doing a fine job. They are beginning to rehearse back with our choir members. And so we want to continue to encourage those new members and former members of the choirs to come on back. And if there are any questions or concerns as far as our choir members, because I think one thing that we are still struggling with is that, the actual rehearsal schedule, because most of our local folks can come to rehearsal during the week. And so just let them know that if they can't come during the week, we still are meeting Sunday morning at 11. So that way, those folks who are not close can still have a time to come and practice to sing on Sunday morning.
Okay. I have a question, Brother Milton. The gentleman that was there Sunday, can you tell us his name, or who was he?
His name is Brother Cisco, and he was just a guest bass player, a friend of Corey's.
Okay.
He just came in to join us for worship on Easter, and so I heard a lot of great comments. I enjoyed the music myself, and so
yeah.
But he was just coming in, sitting in, and just worshiping with us on Sunday.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Yes.
Concerns?
Yes, I have a question as well as a comment.
All right.
Is Sister Lupinella, or are they still responsible for the music ministry in the church, or have they switched hands or something? Because I believe, reason why I asked, because people have talked to me about joining the choir, and when the choir gonna rehearse and all this. So I feel this opinion. I want to see the choir back. I want them to go back to rehearsing the night they can rehearse, because I miss that fellowship of the choir singing. And so is she still responsible for that?
She is, but like I said, she has not been involved in meetings. We hadn't had any reports from music in over a year now, and so the question that I would have is, I would love to have a conversation with Sister Lupinella to see, is it time to, does she want to continue? Does she want to step down? Because if she continues, we need her presence here on the executive council meeting, and also, just to keep us aware of what's going on in the music. But yes, that's a great.
Okay.
Yeah. And the question I have is does the choirs decide those positions like that, or did you all vote?
The choir itself voted on presidents and secretaries and stuff like this, because the choir were paying dues and everything. So I want to see the choir back. To me, it's taking something away from the church. I want to hear the choir. I want to hear the harmony of the choir. And they're singing and I know it's okay to put a praise team in the front, but I need that choir. I want to hear that choir. So,
yes, I agree with you.
One more question I want to ask you. When I walk, the Sundays I presided, I had to walk up and down the pulpit. Is there any way I could preach 4 Sundays from the podium to keep going up and down those steps?
Well, on first Sunday, once you go up, that'll be the only time, since you're preaching, that'll be the only time you go up. And I think that you're raising a very good point, not only with the choirs, but with the actual chairs. The thing that we're having to do is, even though we're in the pandemic, there's a lot of things that we have started that we need to continue. One of those is our online presence. And one of the things now is that we talked about the church buying an iPad and all that good stuff, but the church doesn't have good Wi-Fi. And so First Lady has been doing that. But I think that if we're going to have the choir in the choir stand and other things like that, we're going to need to go ahead and do research on cameras, so that way everybody can have access, because we still have close to 300 people looking at us online on Sunday. And so we want to make sure they have great access and can see and hear the choirs and all that good stuff. And so, yes, ma'am, those are one of those transitions that we're always thinking about. But as far as first Sunday, since you're actually preaching, you'll only go up the steps one time, and that's to preach, and then come back.
But what I'm asking is, can I preach from the podium?
Well, if we do the podium from the dead,
I'm gonna tell you the reason why I asked the question. It's because it seemed like when I was up there presiding, I felt like I was in a school gym, that I'm the only one up there. It's nothing, and I just feel like I'm separating myself from the people. It's like it's not that, like the chairs are missing, and it's like it's something missing in the church, Reverend Milton, and I don't know what it is, but it's something missing. Those chairs, it's like an auditorium, and this is supposed to be a house of worship where we come together. I understand the pandemic, we did a lot of things, but can we get the chairs back in place? Is there a purpose or reason?
Yes.
I mean, is there a purpose or reason why they're not there?
Well, like I said, and I've heard you say this before, it was just as far as a transition thing. And one of those is with the chairs being in the choir stand or not, we were just trying things. But as far as the chairs going back up, it just looks, for me, much nicer with the chairs not up there on an online.
But isn't where we can vote on this? Get the people opinion. Like we make decisions, because you got to realize the church is for all of us. And I think if we can come together and make decisions together on things like this, it'll kind of bring us together, because we are in this thing together. And I don't want to feel like, if somebody's in the pulpit, they higher than everybody else, or they're different than everybody else. I want us to feel that we are together. And Reverend Milton, I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm saying it in a positive way. And maybe we can discuss it later, because when people from other churches come to me like, what have y'all done? It's something disconnected here. It's something not connected. The church is looking junky. And I'm like, it hurts me to even hear it, but I'll be obedient to listen. But we got to make some changes in the church. And I understand you did it based on the way you felt at the time, but can we just discuss this and try to make things better for everybody?
Sure. I would love to have a conversation. So I look forward to you calling me so we can continue to discuss it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. Do we have any announcements?
No.
Any announcements?
Yes, ma'am, Sister Claudette. No, ma'am. We still got time. Please share your report.
I want to report about the missionary because we are still working. The missionaries are still working. Doing what we're supposed to do for last year. And we're still giving to different families. We give to even the hospital. And we're going visiting. And even though we're not meeting personally, we talk on the phone. And our missionaries they support everything. We doing everything together. And I think we had a nice program for Women's Day, and we already have our program ready for Mother's Day. I'm just letting you know the missionaries are still working. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Sister Claudia.
Any other comments? If not, Rob Milton, you can dismiss us, please.
Amen. We're super grateful for everybody logging in and sharing their time and thoughts. And let's go to God in prayer. Gracious and loving God, as once again we come to a close of another executive council meeting. And God, we thank you for how you have been with our hearts, minds, and our souls. God, we continue to praise your name for how you are moving Antioch in such a positive light. And God, we are grateful for all that you're doing in each one of our lives individually as well as collectively. Now, God, continue to be with us as we leave this meeting, but not your presence. In Jesus' name we do pray. And all God's people said, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.